Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again on the Poppystamps blog. Today I have a challenge card for you. It's part of the Poppystamps October challenge and the theme is Masquerade. So I chose to use the Poppystamps stencil and some silver embossing paste to make a festive holiday card. The products I'll be using from Poppystamps are the Stitched Alpine Snowflakes, Swirled Joy Word, and the Sparkle Dots stencil. I started my project by taping the stencil to my craft mat. I highly recommend a craft mat, much easier for cleanup. I'm using a piece of Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock as the base for my stenciled layer. The Dreamweaver metallic silver embossing paste is great. It goes on smoothly with a simple spatula and it dries fairly quick. I did not have to wait 24 hours on this. I think I waited a couple of hours. It goes on smoothly, and any excess you have you can just put back into the jar. Since my stencil was already a bit messy, I decided to do two. May as well. However, once you are done, be sure you put your stencil and spatula in some water and scrub them down pretty quick. With the stencil, I just used a simple nail brush. For these snowflakes, I'm using a piece of silver glitter cardstock. And you'll see I've put a piece of tissue on top. It's actually deli paper. I get it out here at Smart and Final by the box. It can help your difficult or finicky dies release from the die a little bit easier. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but more often than not, I have found it does help. As you can see, they come out of the glitter paper quite easily. And I just peel off the piece of tissue. What also helps is that I was using a metal shim. I decided to stack my snowflakes to give them a little more dimension. So out of some 80-pound cardstock, I cut 2 of the large snowflakes and 4 of the smaller snowflakes. This die has so much detail, I think it would be a beautiful white on white card. Look at all that stitching on those. So I'm using my spray glue to stack the white pieces together. It's much faster for these kind of bigger dies, and I set an acrylic block on top, allowed it to dry. Once dry, I sprayed them and added the silver glitter paper to them, and again allowed them to dry. While they were drying, I was cutting my word joy 3 times, and again I'm using the deli paper because it is a fine die cut. It's really a pretty word. I just love this script. And you can see how easily it comes out of the die. It almost fell out, which I kind of like. So once out, I just peeled the tissue off, and there was my joy, ready to go. Again, just like the snowflakes, I'm going to stack 3 layers of joy together. I'm using my liquid glue from Tonic and some tweezers and kind of smooching it around there. I then just use my tweezers to line them up. I find tweezers really help me get it aligned. And by then, my stencil background had dried. Like I said, it doesn't take very long. And I am trimming my stencil panel to 4 by 5 1/4. My red panel, I use some tape runner and attach to the front of my card base. To pop my snowflakes up, I'm using foam tape. Now I trim my tape quite thin, and on the large snowflake, I'm putting a piece on each of the snowflake arms. I'm not sure if snowflakes actually have arms, but that's what I'm calling them. I only put 3 pieces on the smaller snowflakes. Again, with tape runner, I'm adding my stenciled panel to the front of my card, leaving a thin red border on all 4 sides. I always think that looks pretty. So now it was time to add the snowflakes. I'm peeling all the teeny tiny backer pieces off, making a mess of my craft room as usual. I don't know about you, but I usually start out with a very clean craft room, and by the time I have auditioned papers and dies and colors and whatever, my room looks like a bomb went off. The word joy was added to my card with some liquid glue. Off camera, I did add some clear Wink of Stella to the word. I used a Doodlebug enamel glitter dot for the dot or tittle above the J. I used the same enamel dots for the center of each of the snowflakes. I think the color combinations of white, silver, and red make a festive holiday card. I hope my tutorial today has inspired you to use some products you might have on hand, such as stencils, or even your die cuts can be used as a stencil or mask. Thanks for stopping by today, and I hope you'll come back soon. Bye-bye.